You can be a customer, you can be a designer, and you can be a manufacturer. On the Cubee Marketplace, we have, this number is growing every day, and a lot of people arrive, and the supply is enormous. A lot of people want to take part of it. We are, as Cubee, has a problem that we didn't find enough demand. And right now, what we try to do is democratize it a little bit and to use your ability to find people and to help to work with you on to know how to make it more easy to people to understand what to do with Cubee, and for you to utilize it for your own goods, and it's up to you. So I wonder if some of you have a Cubee print shop, you can write on the chat, you can just like open the mic and say yes or say no. Yura, do you have a print shop? Benjamin, do you have a print shop? You are the only one.
Yes.
Yeah? And so probably most of you didn't get a lot of job through Cubee. And it's sad because it's a machine that we pay for her something like $300K. We build something super efficient, they work really well. But the problem that it's like a big market that no one is arriving, and it's sad. And we're not sure that is something that needed, but we are here just to explain how it's worked behind the scenes and to see if it's something that you can somehow can utilize it, and then to make it more efficient for the community to grow with this tool. So first of all, we have the Cubee Mart, that it's like a place that build as like a select design, personalize it, choose the manufacturer, it's printed for you, and it's ready to go. This is for the story that we are telling to the end consumer. He arriving to Cubee 3D, and he get to this place, and he like find the cool model that he want. This part never succeed. We never saw a lot of people arrive at. The first time that we moved to Etsy, people arrive. So this is an area that we know that maybe, and if we find the right product, there is now a product that's called Deckmate that is sell around the world a lot of times. A lot of people print it. Yes? Someone want to talk? No. Okay, so this is like a product that someone upload to the system, and it sell a lot, and he have the customer that arrive and purchase it through the system globally. And the other part that we have is an instant quote. Over there, we see a lot of traction. Let's say not a lot, but people know how to utilize it. If it's student, we have like someone in Canada, a student that providing access to his friends to print his own printer. If it's like a lot of people just looking for where can I print something and to get the Cubee. Thank you. The third part, it's the storefront. A print shop, each one of you that open a print shop, he have a dedicated URL to his own that he can utilize and send the link to this place, and the people landing on this page and do not know about Cubee, they know about your shop, and they can upload the file, they can explore product, everything is like localized to your own needs. Ivan. Now, I want a little bit like to play with the system in live that we can look at that together. So now you can see my screen again. Okay, so Cubee Mart, it's a place, a lot of designs, a lot of people upload stuff to here, like designers, everything is ready here. After that, you have a print 3D file to me. You upload the file. It's super easy. Let's find something that it's not going to take us too much time. We cannot show it. Okay, it's okay. It's a design for uncle of Uriah that I'm helping him. And so now the system is slicing it, is checking who is the right person to print it. And now you can see there is a shop that we recommend. I'm in Israel, and this is Echo Shop, and actually Lido is now with the cameras, so say hello. It's a really good manufacturer in Israel, and because you have a really good score point, we're hiring it. And soon I will explain a little bit more how we choose who is the person that is here. The second part, we have like all the option of settings. People can play with it. Most of the options are here. And after you have also the option to go and explore and to find the right person for you. From here, you get to the print shop. In the print shop, that it's like I say, for each one of you have a print shop. You have also the ability for the customer to talk with you in the chat. You have also the option to print 3D file like we saw before, and to find products. Everything here, it's dedicated to your store. It means that your inventory, it's inside, like which colors do you have, which printer do you have, like if the part is too big, it will tell you there is no chance that this person is the right person for you. Also on the cart, you can see that when you arrive to a cart, so everything is like the shop, like what is the price of the hourly rate that this is again Lidl. So what is the hourly rate that Lidl take for materials and the time? All of that, this is what you get in the total. After the purchase, it arrived to jobs that you can, like you get the jobs, it's here. And you have all the ability to talk with the customer back and forwards and to provide him the best service. You get a zip file with all the files inside. And now what I'm going to show you, it's, in my opinion, the best way to tackling it right now is to talk a little bit about how I'm deciding who is this person, and a little bit to explain how it's work, and then maybe to see how you can utilize it for your own goods. And again, we are here something like 12 people. The system is with 2,000 people, but you are the people that know going to know what is the secret sauce behind it, and you will know how to utilize it probably better than anyone else. So it's up to you, like, to decide if you want or not want to do it. So I will come back to this one, and I will show you a little bit on how we build the system in the backend on deciding who is the person that show on the beginning. So each store have, this is like the ID of the store. It's not, you cannot understand which store it is, but each store have a score, and you have activity score and they have admin score. Admin score, it's me. I'm the admin. If you will be nice, I can upper your score, but I will not going to do it. I'm not playing with that if I don't see a need, because I just want to like to control that the traffic is correctly on the system. But again, I'm not touching it too much. Activity score is something that depends on how much you are engaged to the system, because again, if someone purchased something as a Cubee system, want to ensure that the customer going to get an answer sometime. And if it's someone that built a soft, like enter Cubee 1 year ago and you don't remember that he registered to the system, we don't want to provide him a job because 90% that is not going to answer. The second part is score. And when we go to score, I did a little bit breakdown. Oh no, I did a breakdown on how you get a score. 1 second, I will jump to this one. And okay, the score. When I'm a customer and I'm sitting in Tel Aviv, I upload the file. When I upload the file, we calculate the price. This is the first part of how we decide. Second part, we look on my location and we put a distance. We do a multiplication of the price and the distance. I will not go on like how we build the query of how it's work, but it's something a little bit complicated, but not too much. Then we have the activity score that gone on top of that. We have the picture and info if your store look good and you have pictures and explanation on who you are. We don't put a lot of score for that, but it's something that helps for your score to improve. Reviews, this is one of the most important part right now. Right now it's really high in the score, but I will probably change it a little bit. But every review, every job that you get, your score is become higher and higher, and you can become like the only, like right now, Lidl in Israel is super strong, and there is most of the time, 90% of the people in Israel going to get to Lidl shop, and he get most of the jobs in Israel. Right now, there is another person that arrived from another tier of Cubee, so I'm a little bit helping to go against Lidl because Lidl is too strong now in Israel. But then we also entered the shipping. That again, we wanted the price in the end will be the most competitive price for him. So it's like a conclusion of everything that make it to choose who is the person in the front. The tier, when I talk about a tier, it's each one of you is a different tier on CubeePlus. And again, you help us to grow, so we want to help you to grow. So we just hire your score. And it's mean that like the Hive Basic is getting 600 points, and the CubeePlus is something like 800 points, and the Unlimited it's 1,200 points. And again, it's equation of everything together. And each one of you is from a different country. Each one of you is a different area. So you don't really must to be in Unlimited to control your area, because again, the distance is really important on the query of who we decide to bring it on top. I think this is the honor. Yeah, this is the overall. And I would love to hear some question on the system and to showcase everything you didn't understand along the way. Someone have a question, or you understand everything? Understand everything. Okay, happy to hear you. Yeah.
I'm Bogdan. I'm from UK.
Nice to meet you, Bogdan.
I've got, I think, a bit late, but I think I got it. Is this like already in place? Like is it working, or is it like just in certain parts of the world working?
So as I say, we are as Cubee, we are not able to, we don't have the ability. In the last meeting, we talked a little bit about the situation of the company, where we're standing on and what we have in the backend and what we want to do in the next steps. Part of that was that the Cubee market is something that we cannot invest too much money in him and in promotion. And as I said in the beginning of the talk, part of that, it's like we have 2,200 people that register to the system. It's really hard to fulfill all of them by advertising and when we get a small equity from each deal. And what we try to do, and again, it's not something that we can push, it's something that we just can reflect and to open and to become transparent as much as possible. It's to explain how you as a person can utilize the system for your own goods. Like if you go to Etsy, you ask yourself, what is the algorithm of Etsy? How I'm supposed to sell here? So I try to say, this is the way that you're supposed to, like if you send a link to Cubee or to your print shop, this is how you become this person. Right. And the system work well as like a technology, like everything work well. You can upload how many files you want, you get price quote, everything work really well by also like the payments, after payments, mailing, everything is working.
Right. I mean, compared to Etsy, I'm trying to see what's your vision or what, because in Etsy, if you're new, you're gonna have really like less, you know, score or points or like how much you sell, and everybody, I believe, even me, when I go there in Etsy shop, you look for the most of the like the people that sell the most, because then you know that you're gonna get like the quality maybe is gonna be better, maybe it's not you know, but yeah, it's gonna be a safer purchase. Is it gonna be the same for Cubee, or is it
so? Yeah,
like if you're first in this thing, you're gonna have like higher score and you're gonna have like, you know, and you're gonna sell more, or is it like easier for somebody that's new also?
So again, what we try to do is like a play of like to learn with you how to control it, and we want really to make it democratized, because it's again a system that we're not focusing at Cubee on this right now. We are focusing on the commercial license, on the area of like to provide you more tools to get out and sell. But we know that we have this strong tool in the backend that we can utilize as a community.
Yeah.
And I think it's not a big vision. It's more like the place that I try to figure out how to make it happen. It's like to see how all of you together can like say we have something to do with it, or we don't have, or actually we don't need a lot, like one of you can use it or another can use it. But again, it's a system that we know that it's needed. We see people that purchase from that, but for us to promote it, it's something that it's hard. Me and Uriah have in mind an idea of like how to help it a little bit to grow. And right now we're taking 20% from someone that is not in Hive Plus, like someone that it's not part of CubeePlus. For each one order, we have like a different equity that we take, like a high basic, I think it's 18%, high plus is 40%, and unlimited is 12%. And what we was thinking, like to take 60% of the revenue that arrived to Cubee and just transfer it to promotion for each month. Like we will finish April with $200 in money, in a cash flow that we can use. We just put it on Google Ads, $200 for the ends of the month. As a community, we grow. Next month, we have 500, we put 500. We have 800, we put 800. And again, as I say, you are the pioneers of this sector. You are the first people that we are really open and talk with them and say, this is how it works. This is how you get to the first place. And there is a chance that what you say about like Etsy, a new person, we will need to learn as a community how to welcome him and to make him feel they have like the ability to also get jobs.
Right. Okay.
But I'm not sure how to do it. It's something that we need to learn together.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question. It was a really good question. Someone else have something on his mind? Also like ideas, not just questions.
Well, I have an idea. Maybe I'm not sure if you already did it, or maybe just asked Thingiverse, Printables, or Kites for a cooperation or something like that, because they're providing all these files. And I think a lot of persons just for maybe some presents or so, they go to Thingiverse and will ask ourselves or friends from us, because they know we have a 3D printer at home. And it would be, I think, a really, really great idea, and also an opportunity if you can go there as a customer on Thingiverse, and then directly will be back end or will be brought to Cubee, that you can for yourself get to the 3D printing shop and then just purchase it, and then you will get it sent. I'm not sure if you're planning to do this in the future,
No.
maybe if it's growing.
So it's something that we had on mind. The reason why we didn't directly, it's because first of all, you have on Cubee some models, but again, it's something that someone need to promote the place that people to arrive.
Sure.
I do say that as a person, as Oded, as a 3D printing enthusiast, I look a lot of what other companies do also just to learn. And I saw that along the time, all of this software have this ability in somehow, like each one of them, Thingiverse have something, I think, with 3D Hubs or something, like each one of them have a connection, and all of them disconnected sometime in some day. Like Cults, if you will look at Cults, you can find a way to get to iMaterials or something like that. But I'm not sure how much is a good revenue instead of like a hard connection that, again, like most of you that arrive to Cults arrive because you have a 3D printer.
Yeah.
It's not the same customer. This is why we moved to like Etsy and not to like Cults.
Yeah.
But again, it's possible, and if someone knows someone from Cults and want to like to integrate, I can write the CEO. But again, if it's something that one of you know them and we can just have a conversation, maybe it can be interesting, and everything is open-minded to in this direction. Maybe I will stop the sharing. Yeah, it's better. I will say that like part of the reason that I'm talking a little bit more about the marketplace, and I talk more about the insert quote, it's because we do see, like I see every transaction that happen in Cubee. I track them, I really look at them, and I have like two variants. I have marketplace order and I have insert quote order. The number of insert quote is most of the time, if we have a good product like Deckmate, the one that arrived to the table, that it's like someone pioneer that want to sell his product through the system, this work well. So there's another way that we can like find the designers that are not only like home decor, maybe it's more spare parts, maybe it's more in the place that people really need something and not just want it. And maybe this is direction. But we do say that when we promote insert quote, and when like a student know how to utilize for it for like his environment nearby, so we see a lot of traction, and it's like become a place that everyone know this place, so they arrive to Cubee and drop the file and it's happening. But as you probably know, like to advertise a brand, to advertise a place, is like if you want to purchase something, you go to Amazon. If you want to purchase something 3D printed in insert quote, you go to ? and then there is a fight between all this company. And again, it's hard to compete about each part of this. Like you pay amount for advertising and we get an equity that it's like 12%. Most of the time it's not working correctly with the numbers. But I do say that the market is already there more than in other places. Is it something we need to expect to push traffic to ourselves, or once we have our shop set up, does it work organically through Cubee? So, okay, this is a really good question that I'm, how do you say, מתחבט? I'm deliberate with myself and with the people around me, like with Uriah and also like the company, because we have two gates to Cubee. We have the shop, the print shop, and we have Cubee. And so the print shop, like most of the people will say, I will go to Cubee. Hey, I will send them to my print shop. Why? Because it's not like you don't compete, like the customer arrive to you and 90% he will purchase it from you. I will show you a little bit how it's look on both sides. So when a customer arrives to Cubee, we can send him to this file, to this page. And this is look credible, and it's look like a site that it's a like technology site that you can play with it. And it's really like when a customer arrives here, it feels like it's a like interesting place. But again, when you put the file inside, you have the option not just to poll for your shop, you have also the option to poll for like exploration the customer will do, and there is a chance that he will not choose you. In the other hand, each one of you have the ability to send them to your dedicated shop. And then it's something that it's more helpful to provide it, you will purchase it from you. The other problem with that we are not helping the brand of Cubee. And it's something that most of the people, I think, that when they arrive to something like that, they say, okay, I will go directly to me, because it's easier to understand that it's not like a karma. The world is not karma. You don't just waiting for karma every time you're working for your money and you're just waiting for something to happen. But this is something that I really love to open with you all, that because you are the first people here, and I said you are first because there is 2,000, but no one knows how to utilize it. And people that inside the system for 1 year, I have a conversation in the last months to understand how to showcase how to use it. I saw that people don't know what's going on there. They don't understand. The explanation that Cubee we did until now was not good enough, and people didn't know how to utilize it. And right now, if people will arrive to Cubee and we can check it and we can play it like with several of you and to check like an area and to check if you are the people that finding. But as I say, I can play with that and to make that all of you are the people that are in the first part of that. And I will say it's as transparent as much as possible. I want you to be the people that get the first profit here. I want you to be the people that make it happen, because if you will invest in that, I want it to become a return of investment for you. So it's important to me to build the system correctly. But I think that what Bogdan said before, we also need to understand how to bring the place for a new person to arrive, and not just to say, no, we are the controller and all of you working for us. We cannot be. I don't believe it will be good if we build the system. And so I think this is answered for that. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Another question, someone? Or yeah, Bogdan.
Hi, it's me.
Yeah.
You said earlier that it's a lot of personal, like a lot of people that comes in on board and so on, like members or even not, I believe, complain that they don't understand, and some people are even, they got like a year or so using Cubee. Have you got a tool or something like to analyze what people, or like have you got feedback?
So I think
even for me, when I get in, even for me, when I get in, when I tried it, I got like issues with like, it's a bit like complicated. It's like, it's not like easy. You need to go, you know when you need to go straight from the first page. It's a bit like, where is that? Where is that? Oh, I'm there. So what do I do now? Oh, I'm in the other place now. So how do I go back? It's always a bit like a massive, like for me, at least.
Yeah. So first of all, I will cut the question for two, because I think that you are in the head of manufacturer. It's a little bit different story of the story that right now. We're a little bit more facing the customer side of the customer that arrived to you. But as a manufacturer, it's also, I will say that again, I think that right now, because we're building CubeePlus on top of Cubee, there is a lot of mess up between both of them, and it's the structure is still not there. And we are working really hard to know how to a little bit disconnect, but connect it correctly, because it's a little bit different, two different stories try to talk together, and we're not sure that it's correctly, and maybe it's need to be two separate projects that working together in a various of different verticals. We're like still investigating, we're not sure about it. But as Cubee is like a print shop, as if you cut the CubeePlus outside, I think there is like a place that we are looking at as an explanation, but most of you are more understandable on how to utilize technology than the customer. So most of the time and most of the effort that we pay the most of the money for the engineering, it's for the customer. I can like do a tour of like how it's look to purchase something, just to showcase how easy to go with that. Lido, I will purchase from you, it's okay? I will not going to pay, you're going to return me the money.
You're welcome.
Okay, so like to purchase something here, it's like you just, again, put
Something big.
Lido, what you say?
I say choose something big.
Yeah. So we have this brain, and it's calculate the price, a little bit check because of like the zoom probably. Maybe it's stuck in the middle. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I got everything from here. Also here we put a little bit of like the play with that. I will choose like a shipping or without a shipping, checkout, pickup, payment, and that's all. And I pay and I'm ready to go. So for most of the most of our investment was for the customer, because again, most of you are Lido, I'm not paying. I don't want to provide you the money. So like most of the understanding was that, again, if we will help you, and together we work together and to transfer the knowledge for the customers, and we say you just need to upload the file, you will know how to handle you know how to handle Ender 3. Let's be honest, most of you have a Ender 3 and it's like a rubbish printer, but you know how to to do stuff with it because you want to utilize it. So it's something that also Cubee, we will say that we hope that we have enough money to invest more in the integration and everything will work more seamless. But probably after 2 or 3 orders that you get, you will see that it's work actually really well, and it's automatically, so you don't need to too much to invest in slicing to check it out. Most of the stuff are ready to go. And this is the reason that I split it, because I think that you are, as a manufacturer, struggle a lot with the system, but we really try to make it correctly to the customers. Oh, what we're seeing. Robert, you are doing a share screen. Okay, we have, it's another question here.
No, I think, yeah, only from Fabian subject may have already been mentioned, but how much do we have between the time the customer requests the service and the time it must be delivered?
Okay, so the system, we build a lot of time. Okay, the question was how is the handling of timing? How fast you need to answer to the customers, how fast you need to to do everything. So actually we build all the system really with steps, you have a three days until you need to answer. If not, it's canceled. because again, the customer not going to wait more than 3 days. So it's 72 hours. Then also you can have the option to modify the price. If you see that the price that the slicer is not good enough, you can play to modify the price. Then you have the time to print. It's something like of the time of the printing, and then 5 days or 3 days, and then you have the shipping time. So we did build it, and we can play with it. So every time that you need some, like you tell me that you need to change something after you feel that the timing is not correctly, and we can change everything. It's super dynamic and super easy to do. And so I think that I will say that you have also inside like a lot of tools of like coupons. You have shipping, like costs and everything, like all this. We built something that most of the time we're like, it's not working, but we're still satisfied because it's super cool. As a 3D printing enthusiast, I telling that, not as like the person that built Cubee.
They can say, words.
Yeah. So now you're right. I want to say.
Yeah, hi. I will say that generally speaking, Cubee is as a marketplace, we want we're hoping to make it as communal as possible. Like if we had the option to tomorrow make it fully open source, and that any developer who knows 3D printing and likes can develop, cool plugins and bring in like a link to Thingiverse and new models and customization technology and boosts for the print shop. Like if we could do it technically, we would do it right away. So when you hear everything here in mind, always think of like, even if it's like a stupid, crazy idea, let us know of how you think we can make this as open a platform as possible to the community. Many of you are running a business, but some of you are designers and have a network. Some of you are building your own networks. So the bigger the dream, I mean, the more Cubee that we spent. We spent a lot of money and time to make it, and when Oded said it's not working, what's not working is we don't have a big marketing budget to drive in traffic of on-demand 3D printing to it, because the platform itself is very, very well built and is built for high volume. So we want people to use it, even if we're not making money from it, by the way. So if you have even the craziest ideas of how to do it, crowdsource it, have more people come in as owners, give it to the community. Like we're thinking of how to do this in a really interesting way. This is one thing that I really want to say and want you to take with you. And the second thing is that because the marketplace is happening, we have everyday people order on Cubee, but it's not like like Madeline wrote in the beginning, it's not a promise saying, if you do this and this and this, then you will get a lot of jobs, because there are not a lot of people ordering through the Cubee main entrance. It's still a really, really useful tool. Meaning, if you have people that need to 3D print something and they have the file, to tell them to send it to Cubee will save about 50% of your workload, because all the whole process, you don't have to download it, you don't have to see it, you don't have to go through the Excel, you don't have to give the pricing, they don't have to send you over the money, you don't have to chase them to send over the money, you don't have to update them then on email what's happening. Everything's already built in to serve the customer in a really, really smooth way. So regardless, do use this tool, I have to say. Okay, again, I'll take one more note from Madeline that's in the chat, because she did ask a question that Oded already answered. And then there's a comment that's really, really important, that it feels a little bit of an inconsistency or a struggle to align the Cubee shop with her brand, with my brand. From customer perspective, might be confusing to leave the site to the Cubee site. So this is 100% correct, Madeline. Thank you so much for this comment. The CubeePlus service of the commercial rights, the reason that it's not free, that it costs money, that it's more, is that it enables you to take things that were previously close to Cubee, a place where you don't have many shoppers and many outside visitors, and the ability to take it anywhere, to Etsy, to Shopify, to your out to the world, take these models and utilize them elsewhere. So sometimes bringing people into Cubee is a little bit rough. And the only reason to bring people to Cubee, if you have CubeePlus and you're selling out, if you have CubeePlus, I would say don't sell the 3D models you're subscribed to on Cubee, because it's not as good a shopping experience as what Shopify have done, because we've spent, $200,000 to build this platform, and it is mainly built for on-demand 3D printing services. And Shopify has spent $1 billion to build this amazing thing that has everything for you. So do use those. The reason to use Cubee is if people want something printed on demand. If they have a file and you need it, this is when you give them your Cubee link, 100%. And the second comment to have is that we're building in plugins to all the e-commerce platforms, not to Etsy, but to others, so you can be linked directly. So if you are utilizing this plugin that we built, then your customers don't have to go to Cubee. They can do the order directly from you. They can process the payment through your website. And all that happens is that your website communicates with Cubee in the background, and your pricing and the whole experience is something that we can embed in your own website. Just FYI, but this is a service that we give to people that are Hive Plus and above. I'm going to shut up now.
Yeah. Another question that we have by Fabian. It is especially interesting in terms of level of trust that customer bring to Cubee, as they will trust Etsy, for example. Yeah, I think that, again, this is the reason that I was talking about the split between where you probably should send your customers. And I think that it's something that a print shop, it's like a island in the sea, and Cubee, it's like the world. So there is a chance that along the way, people will understand what is Cubee, and you have the ability to have the first digital assets that you build inside this marketplace. There is another chance that it's going to be a marketplace that no one going to arrive. And it's better maybe to link your store, and people will arrive from there from SEO or something like that. It's something that, again, I don't want to be the masters that say we are going to do this one and everyone together work together and make it. It's something that need to come from the ground and from needs. And we are open-minded to that. And this is the thing that I want you, if it's okay, to go out with this conversation, that you will see that we are really open-minded to know how to utilize this machine. And we're really looking to work with you on that, and not to work for you and you are working for us. It's something that we want to do it together, and to listen one to each other, and to really build something that it's needed and not something that we think it's needs. So this is, I think, the end core of this conversation. You want to say? Yeah, you're right. I want to say.
I will even add on top of that, which is the reason we opened up commercial licensing in CubeePlus and opened up what we've been doing so far internally in the platform outside, is because we realized that this is a better path to success for manufacturers. You will probably make more money selling Cubee products outside of Cubee than inside of Cubee. And this is why we're saying, okay, let's take this machine that we've built that, yeah, it provides the API, the on-demand services, all these things, but let's take it and, as far as I'm concerned, break it apart, give it to the people so that it will continue helping, because we think that this is a clearer path to success, to be able to use all of these tools outside rather than inside the platform. And this talk is okay, what can we do with this platform, and how can we just use it as an extra tool to boost what we're doing?
Okay, so first of all, thank you everyone for this meeting. I will remind that every week we have another meeting. Each week it's it's a webinar for something that will improve your capability in selling or whatever we need. And every 2 weeks, it's again, talk like that it's open for everyone to work together and to find better tools for all of you, for all of us. So we will love to see you again. And I think it's really for us, and I hope that it also helps to you in the process. So thank you very much for your time, and see you next week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.